Like when the whole thing happened, I was like, hey, my village people are after me. Why 1st of September of all moments? Why my birth month that this is happening? Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Reetahh and this is Tea Spill with Reetahh, where I talk about health, lifestyle and Christianity. So click that subscribe button and join the family. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for tuning in once again. So it's been a while. I did story time and something happened recently that even warranted me to making this video. Just as the caption says, I had an accident. Yeah, I haven't posted in a while and it's due to the accident I had, so I had to wait for myself to heal, and I think now I'm better. So now I'm here to tell you guys all the gist. So just get your popcorns, sit back, relax and enjoy this story time. So I normally cycle to work. My workplace is like 10 minutes away from home, so I cycle to work and I've not had any issues. I've been like a pro so far. But on this fateful day, while coming back from work, I went for night shift actually, and returning from the night shift was going to be the 1st of September, the 1st of my month. If you guys don't know, I am a September baby, so I've basically been planning my birthday like since the beginning of this year, what I'm going to do, how I'm going to celebrate it, you know, and me being a content creator, how I'm going to vlog it and, you know, give you guys all this to you and everything. But that expectation or that planning was just cut short by this whole incident. Now back to the whole story. So I was coming back from night shift that morning. That was going to be the start of my leave because I took 1 week from my annual leave. I can remember very well that was going to be a Sunday. I had already made plans on what to wear to church that day. I was just so excited leaving work that day. So as I was going home, I was going down a hill and I was thinking I could, you know, do this whole James Bond style, Fast and Furious. Down the hill, there's a curve. So I was going with that same speed down the hill to, you know, be able to turn the curve. And normally I'm supposed to use my brakes before I hit the curve, but I still went with that same speed, thinking I could, you know, maneuver. And the funny thing, few minutes, or let's say a few seconds before the whole accident happened, you know, something just told me slow down, but I didn't listen. To be honest, that was just God telling me to slow down because he knew what was about to go down. He just knew. But me being stubborn, I did not listen, and that was how everything just happened. In the blink of an eye, I just found myself on ground. I hit my jaw. My jaw was when I took the impact of the hit. So basically I fell face down. The sound alone that I like, when my bone hits the pavement, the sound, I heard it and I was like, oh my God. I was just shouting, Jesus, 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 Jesus. As I stood up from the ground, it was like it was a pool of blood. Oh my God. It was actually really deep. I quickly called my husband. It was like I said, he was not going to pick. It kept on ringing. I'm like, God. And finally he now picked the call. And I was just like, oh, Kachi, oh my God, my face. I was crying, you guys. I was crying because when I just looked at my chin, I could see how deep it was. So I quickly told him where I was and ended the call. Then I, you know, tried to use my cardigan because I wore a cardigan over my uniform. So I used to like apply pressure on the area, and it was so painful. Like I was in so much pain, but I had to put pressure because I would keep on bleeding. And then the next thought that came to my head was to call the emergency ambulance. I kid you not, I spent over 5 minutes talking to the ambulance personnel, and they just kept on asking me. The first one was, is the person breathing? And I'm like, I'm the person that is having the emergency. What's the problem? And I'm telling them the problem and everything, and they just kept on asking me so many questions. Like, I was actually getting upset because I am literally bleeding, I'm crying, and well, I don't blame them for asking questions anyway, because they need to get the information they need to get to be able to come and save me. But I don't know, I feel once they call this put out, they should be on their way already to come and save you. What if it's a life or death something? Anyway, after all the interrogation, they now told me that it would take them 3 hours to get to me. I was like, did I just waste my time? Did I just waste my energy to call these people? Luckily for me, by the time I was done with the call, my husband was already with me, so we went to the hospital together. And when we got to the hospital, oh my god, that was another experience that I did not even like at all. Okay, so I work in the wards. I don't work in emergency departments. I don't know how things are done there. That was the first time I was experiencing how things are done in the emergency department. So when I got there, I was thinking as per staff, they would prioritize me, and as per I was bleeding. My cardigan was all soaked with blood, because no matter how much pressure I put, I was still bleeding. My uniform was soaked with blood and everything. And when I got to the receptionist and I was like, oh, I'm bleeding, I had an accident. She was like, I should go and take number, and then they'll attend to me. I'm like, okay. So I went, took number, and then sat down. And I was like, sat there for like 2 minutes. I'm like, what's going on? Why is nobody attending to me? I went back to the receptionist and I was like, when is someone going to attend to me? Because I'm actually bleeding, and I've taken number. And they're like, go and sit down, somebody will attend to you. Or you can knock on the door of the nurse, and then she would let you know if it's time for you to be attended to. I was actually so surprised, because I was thinking like there would be some kind of special treatment for me as a staff.
Whoever gave you this idea, it's not a good idea. Good. Leave me.
I mean, I was literally wearing their uniform, but there was no special treatment whatsoever. And this is one culture shock that I just experienced, because in my home country, Nigeria, if that kind of thing happens and you come back to your hospital where you work, they will prioritize you. Like, the mere fact that you are a staff there, you will be attended to first, at least there will be a priority given. There should be that preferential treatment. So that's how it's done in my country. And coming here, I'm like, what? No, it just threw me off. I was like, nah. Okay, now. So I sat down while I was waiting for, the nurses to check my vitals when I had taken number. They literally saw me bleeding. They did not even do any first aid, okay, take these gauze, apply this, and nothing. It was my husband that asked, can you guys give us gauze so that we can place it there to help with the bleeding and everything, and plaster. That was when the nurse now gave us some gauze to use, and instead of using my clothes, because that's not clean, and the cardigan I was using had this feathery stuff, so those things can actually be going into the wound. Finally, I was called. They checked my vitals and then sent me back again to the receptionist to get a ID tag, and some other things to be put on the system. Okay, so I went back there, did that, and then they said I should wait again. You guys, this thing happened. I think I got to the hospital around 8 a.m. I waited till about, I think I left there around 12 or 1. When the doctor now saw us, he looked at the wound and he was like, wow, okay, this wound is very deep. I'm going to be suturing the wound. But before we do that, you have to go and do an x-ray. So I went to the x-ray department. That was another wait, you guys. That was another wait. I went there and I had to wait again for them to attend to me. Yeah, it was just one waiting to another. After the x-ray, I had to wait again for the doctor to call me back to see, okay, where the x-ray is good, and then continue. Finally, it was time for me to get sutured. So the good news was that there was no fracture or anything. My chin was fine. And then the doctor kept on saying, I'm really sorry, it's going to leave a big scar. Oh my god, I was so scared. I'm like, I literally just got married I just got married. How will I carry my face like this for the rest of my life? So when it was time to suture, you guys, I'm such a cry baby. I don't like pain.
Just relax.
I don't like needles like getting into my skin anyway. I don't like being injected. I don't like taking medications. I don't like pain, honestly. So I was so scared for that suturing part. It was something I dreaded, but I just had to if I needed my skin, you know, to come back together, because the skin was really terrible. I don't even want to show you guys a picture. When it was time for the suturing, the doctor was like, hope you're good with needles. And I'm like, no. Good thing you asked that. No, I'm not good with needles. Like, it was so fun that day because I was putting on uniform and I was just crying like a baby, and people were just looking at me like, man, I'm like, face your fronts, okay? Before then, they had already given me pain relief medication. I think it was cocodamol to, you know, help with the pain, because I was in so much pain at that moment. And then they gave me local anesthesia to, you know, numb the area before they start the suturing. Before they even put the needle, like the needle was going into my skin. Like I already, you know when you see all these things happening, it's very adventurous for you when you are seeing it, when you're doing it to someone else, but not when it is to yourself. So I was just shouting, I was just holding. It was really small. I'd have torn my husband's clothes. I was grabbing him for my life. I almost even grabbed the doctor's self. Then stitching started. I don't know whether I feel like he diluted it, because I still felt the pain when he was, you know, going in with the needle and everything. Finally, you know, everything was done. I was stitched, the wound was dressed, and then they told me I should keep on dressing it, you know, and then come back for suture removal and all of that. I'm grateful to God that he saved me from that accident, because to be honest, it could have been worse. I mean, even the doctor was telling, everybody was telling me it could have been worse. A motorbike accident is like worse than a car accident because you don't really have much protection. So it was really God that saved me from that accident, to be honest, because I would have broken something. I could have wounded somewhere else except my lower jaw, or somewhere that was more visible. Even though the scar is still there, it's not so bad as I thought it was going to be. Like, because when the doctor was removing the stitches from my, when I went back, I think it was 10 days after for the stitch removal, she was like, oh, that if you need if you want to do plastic surgery, then that's fine, because it's going to leave a really bad scar. But you guys, the scar is actually not bad. If I don't tell you that I had an injury under my jaw, you will not know. So I just thank God that he just made it that way, that at least I learned my lesson, and I just saw him come through for me in that moment. Because when the whole thing happened, I was like, hey, my village people are after me.
They have failed!
Finished.
Why 1st of September of all moments? Why my month, my birth month, that this is happening? But you know, they say in everything, just give thanks. That moment when the whole thing happened, I couldn't move my jaw like so much. I couldn't even really brush my teeth. I was finding it difficult to, you know, put my brush in, and, you know, because I couldn't have much space, because I couldn't open my mouth because of the jaw. So I couldn't talk much, I couldn't laugh, I couldn't eat. But it's my birthday, I say I must eat. I ate one very huge gigantic turkey. I ate to my fill, drank, cut cake, took pictures. And you know the funny thing, in the pictures, everybody saw those pictures, but nobody even knew what happened. Like, nobody knew what I was going through beneath. I used a muffler around my chin to cover the whole thing, and then did my makeup, went out, and I was really like, I was so happy that I actually like celebrated that day, even if it wasn't what I planned. But you know, I was able to do something that I was happy with. And yeah, basically that's just it. That brings me to the end of this super long video. If you watched it to this point, that means you like gist, and that means I should be doing more of story times. So thank you for staying to the end. If you have anything to say in the comment section, please do. I'll reply you in the comment section. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe if you've not done that already, and share with your friends. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Hopefully I'm back, and I'm back to stay. Thank you guys. See you. Bye.